What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Coming in with another live stream. We got a special treat for you today. Got some awesome people from the Venture Atlanta team, including the CEO. We're going to give you a little bit of a preview about Venture Atlanta and why everyone should descend upon Atlanta, Georgia during Atlanta Tech Week in the middle of October. It's going to be an awesome time. So if you're in tech, particularly if you're an investor, even more particularly if you are a diverse investor, you should be in the ATL in the middle of October. So let's get into why. Before we get into that, we're going to do some quick intros. I want to kick it over to Allyson for an intro, then we'll go to Scott. Allyson?
Hey everyone, I'm Allyson Eman. I'm the CEO of Venture Atlanta. I am so fortunate and honored to have run Venture Atlanta and led it for the last 15 years. This is year 15. It's going to be the best year ever. New venue, just launched a new website yesterday. If you haven't seen it, go check it out, ventureatlanta.org. It's where companies and capital come to connect. So be there, October 19th and 20th. But the week's going to definitely start off on the 17th and stuff happening all week.
Awesome. And Scott?
Yeah, great. Thanks. Scott Lopano, a principal with TechScore Ventures. We're an early stage venture firm in Atlanta, and fortunate enough to be on the board of Venture Atlanta this year and running the investor committee. So it is my job to get anybody on this call that's interested as an investor in meeting startups and meeting other investors to learn about Venture Atlanta and then come on down. So excited to tell you more about what's going to be happening at the conference and throughout the week.
Awesome. And again, for everyone that doesn't know, I'm Joey Womack, founder, CEO of Goody Nation, also to the board of Venture Atlanta, where I lead the Diversity and Inclusion Committee. So Allyson, let's kick it back over to you. For those that don't know, what is Venture Atlanta?
Venture Atlanta, it's the best conference in the country. So actually, it is the biggest conference on the East Coast. Again, like I said, it's been around for 15 years. Started as a little Georgia conference back in 2008 and is truly now, a conference for over 1,000 people. We select about 80 technology companies to participate every year, get 300 or 400 investors to come in and put them together. We want them to have connections and have the opportunities to connect, but it's also about networking. It's about keynote speakers. It's about dinners and breakfasts and great events. And, you can't have a live event, guys, without dogs barking in the background. So forgive me if you hear my dogs. But anyway, Venture Atlanta is, it's a great, lots of energy, wonderful companies. We have helped companies raise close to $7 billion. So there has definitely been a lot of exchanges of capital. And the best part about Venture Atlanta for you entrepreneurs, it's free. So if you missed the application that was up from May until August, I'm sorry, but it'll be up again next year. But it's completely free if you applied, and if you are selected, it's free. And if you're just a tech founder, it's $300. And don't miss it, because we have awesome sessions. You can connect with with investors through our mobile app. But it's just a great fun couple days. And we're at a new venue this year, the Woodruff Arts Center. So right in the middle of Midtown Atlanta. It's just going to be lots of great energy that whole week.
So here's the thing. So I don't want you to go all to sleep on a few things. One, Woodruff Arts Center in Midtown, just absolutely stunning venue, really sets the stage for I think is what we're going to call Atlanta Tech Week. So for those that don't know, October is considered like Atlanta Innovation Month. There's traditionally like pre-COVID, there was something like 300 events that would happen all in tech and startup space across the entire month, from the 1st through the 31st, maybe not on Halloween, who knows, but still, right? And I think, but there's one week in particular where there's a concentration of events. And so this year typically like it revolves around Venture Atlanta. So for those in the Atlanta space, it's like they know it's the place to be. For those coming or not in Atlanta, it's an opportunity to come in. And so I do want to, before we go to Scott, Allyson, I'm going to kick it back to you in a second. I want to hear a little bit more about the schedule or some speakers and things of that nature, right? But there's a few other things going on that week. On that Monday, at least that we know of right now.
Right.
On that Monday, you have Techstars Atlanta Demo Day. On that Tuesday, we're going to go into this in a little while, there's we're calling a Ventral Crawl. We have a complete private bus tour for investors and startup community builders that are visiting Atlanta for the conference. We're going to take them around to key places in the city. And again, more on that later. Getting Nation, which I lead, we're going to have our first ever summit. Black VC is going to have a happy hour and dinner and stuff like that. You have this huge presentation called Startup or for founders and startups called Startup Battle. And then Scott's going to talk about this in a second. Engage has, and Tech Square Ventures has some awesome things going on. So again, there's just a lot of opportunity if you are an investor in particular, but also you're in the startup space. So Allyson, let's go a little bit into like some of the highlights of the schedule, and then also maybe some of the speakers that have been secured.
Sure. So, one of the things on the board that we really wanted to think about was giving entrepreneurs a playbook of, thinking about really some tactical things that they could leave Venture Atlanta and really learn something. And obviously it's our goal to really talk to that audience of entrepreneurs and investors. So we kicked off with, we're super excited to kick off with the mayor of Atlanta, with Andre Dickens, to give a great report about all things happening in Atlanta. And then we're doing something about the talent wars. So, the market has shifted a little bit. Obviously, at the beginning of the year, everyone was hiring, and then we've had some layoffs, but there's a lot of great companies still hiring great people, but it's tough out there, guys. It's tough to find great talent, and people don't want to come back to work. They don't want to go to the office. Whatever. There's all sorts of things and competitive salaries. So we've got an incredible panel from 3 of the biggest funds in the country: Lightspeed, Excel, and NEA, doing a panel of their head of human resources, the ones that work with all the portfolio companies. And they're going to be doing a session with Gabby Cohen, who runs the Chief People Officer for Full Story, great company here in Atlanta. So that kicks us off. We're then going to kick off, which we haven't announced yet, so I'm not going to give all the scoop, but our title sponsor, Invesco, is going to be doing an incredible panel. And then we have, and this is all, will be on our website this week. And then again, there's been so much disruption. There's been so much chaos over the last couple of years with COVID and everything else. And we're fortunate enough to have Jeff Immelt, who was the former CEO of GE, who actually will tell the story about how he took over GE the day after 9/11, guys. So supposedly unbelievable story that Vanessa Larco, partner at NEA, is going to lead. So, those are just a couple little things happening. We then have a startup showcase. So for the first time ever, we're going to have rooms where there's going to be founders at tables connecting with investors, and we'll help curate those conversations. So there's probably going to be a fintech session and a healthcare section and cyber and climate tech and, whatever, Venture Atlanta goes across the gamut in terms of technology. But we want those showcase companies to be seen by investors. These are awesome companies. They're not quite ready. Maybe they're not raising that $1 million or $10 million round, but they're looking for 250. They're looking for 500. I'm talking to you, angel investors. We really want you guys there to work with that group. So we've got the startup showcase. We then have a killer cocktail party brought to you by Bank of America, a little plug. So, the last couple of years, we haven't had our awesome cocktail party that we used to always have. Last year, because of COVID, was no, we can't have the big cocktail party. 2020, we had to talk over the computer. So this year, the cocktail party is back, and it's back at the Woodruff Arts Center in their beautiful new atrium that just had $1 million renovation. And Woodruff Arts Center is the 3rd largest art center in America. So like Joey was saying, it's a killer venue. It's awesome. All the hotels are in walking distance. Everything's going to be within walking distance. You don't even need to grab an Uber. So, and then we've got a great investor dinner that, to any of our investors is going to be open at the High Museum of Art. Again, walking distance, no one has to get in a car, has to get in anything. So that's just the first day. So lots of great stuff happening. Day 2, we have some other incredible sessions. We're looking at doing a great panel about, the new legislation and what the next hot thing is in climate tech, economic outlook with, former federal chief. And then we've got a pretty awesome closing keynote panel with some incredible people that you guys it's going to be so much fun. We're going to be announcing that in the next couple weeks. So it's going to be a really fun couple days again. And then we're going to have a closing party. So these closing keynote speakers are going to stay around for some autographs, some pictures, and I got entertainment, DJs, gelato trucks, all sorts of stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Don't miss it.
Awesome. So let's go over to Scott. Let's talk about it from your perspective. Maybe talk about your role within Venture Atlanta on the board, and let's talk about some of the reasons why investors should attend.
Yeah, happy to. So I sort of alluded to before, I'm on the board this year and in charge of the investor committee. So, but prior to that, I've been involved with Venture Atlanta in a bunch of different ways, just as an investor who's in Atlanta and doesn't want to miss this opportunity, to on the selection committee and seeing the companies apply and the quality of companies that are looking to pitch, and frankly, how selective it is on who gets through. And now as this chair of the investor committee, and so focused on interacting with investors and hearing what they love about the conference, what they would like to change about the conference, or factoring that into what we're doing this year. And so I'm really excited actually about the new venue, the new website, some of the new ways to interact and connect. It's always been a conference of connection, whether that's spontaneous or organized. The reality is that it's growing in size, which is fantastic. And I think it's valuable for everybody. And as that might have put some stress on connections, I think Allyson's done an amazing job of setting up this angel showcase where if you're early stage and that's what you focus on and you're an angel investor, you can go meet your showcase companies organized by industry. Or if you're an investor and you're a sponsor, you have your own table. And so you can now, whether you're a sponsor or not, you know where to find those people. So if you're a early stage investor and you're looking to meet Sequoia or Greycroft or Lightspeed, they're going to have a table and you can introduce yourself, right? If you're a late stage investor, you're going to know every company that's pitching and you can attend their pitches and meet them afterwards. So I think now more than ever, you're going to have a lot of things new, but the same ability to connect in a really unique and authentic way that you've always had at Venture Atlanta. So I think the quote from most investors I know is they love innovation conferences. They love tech conferences. They come to Venture Atlanta to get deals done. And I think that that's going to continue to be the case. So I'm excited as well, but happy to talk more, Joey, but I'll stop there.
Nice. So before we dig a little bit into what's going on for some of the investors, Hunter McFarland here has a question. Allyson, the price for investors to attend. What's that?
So the price for investors to attend is $850. If you reach out to Joey, I think he's got a little discount code that he may be able to share. So we do have a little secret code. So we definitely can help you out a little bit, but that covers everything. So.
Yeah, exactly. So for diverse investors out there, so Black, Latinx, women investors, and those that are from other groups that are underrepresented in tech, there is a discount code available. So just hit me up, and then we'll go from there. So let's talk a little bit about some of the other activities available for investors, and then we'll go into some stuff for diverse investors. One of the things we're super excited about this year that I alluded to earlier is this Ventral Crawl. So one of the things that people have heard about over the last few years, Atlanta's tech ecosystem is on fire, so on and so forth. But in many cases, we found that people will come to Atlanta, they'll visit one spot, maybe everyone goes to the airport, right? They go to their hotel, maybe they go to one place for a meeting, but they don't see the entire Atlanta community. Now, it's impossible to go through the entire thing in one day, but we created this Ventral Crawl. So you get to go on a private guided tour of some of the best places where startups and investors and other folks in the startup community hang out and work out of, and get to meet some of the people leading these places and programs and things of that nature. So, here's what it looks like. It'll be on Tuesday, October 18th. It starts at essentially at 9 a.m. in the morning. Everyone. So again, so to be clear here, in order to be able to get on the tour and get all the official activities, you got to buy a ticket to Venture Atlanta. You got to buy the ticket to Venture Atlanta first. Again, we do have a discount code if you're a diverse investor. Once you buy a ticket to Venture Atlanta, you'll get this, what amounts to a free add-on, which is worth a few $100s, quite honestly, but it's free, right? So what this means, we'll meet up at the Chamber of Commerce that morning. You hear words from their leadership and some of their key members. We'll hop on a series or a few buses. We'll head up to, and I'll kind of go in detail here. We'll head up to Buckhead and spend some time at Atlanta Tech Village. You'll get to meet leadership there, do a tour. We'll then go down to Ponce City Market and go where Cox has and Techstars has their office. We'll get to meet the recent Techstars Atlanta class, and you have free lunch. And Allyson, you may have some more details on some of the things we're thinking about from a food perspective. I don't know if you want to hop in here on that.
Sure. Yeah, we want to show off Atlanta, so we're hoping to show off some of the good food. And I love what Joey said, that this is a free add-on. It really is. I mean, and thanks to Cox, they're supporting the Ventral Crawl. But I love the fact that you guys not only will be able to interact with each other, but get to meet the Techstars cohort. So I mean, you get to interact with those folks. There'll be other investors there, and we don't want to divulge. We don't want to divulge all of our secrets, but I mean, some things that Atlanta's famous for, we'll make sure you get a taste of.
Cool. So I'm not gonna go into all the details and the stops, but just know that these are private tours, buses, like the top of the line that celebrities use. All the investors and community builders are on this thing together. Again, relationships matter in business. We all know this. I talk about it a lot, and you'll get time with each other throughout the entire day. And then toward the evening, there are some other activities as well. Scott, I'm not sure if there's anything else you want to add on to.
I can add on to that. Yeah, I think I want to just harp on this opportunity. I mean, I've been sort of the person in Atlanta for investors outside of the city for a while, and they always ask me, hey, where should I go? I've only got a day to spend in Atlanta. And I'm like, man, if you could somehow hit these 4 or 5 key locations, that'd be great. It's never been possible before until this Ventral Crawl. And if you track all the big unicorns, big successes in Atlanta and frankly in the Southeast, certainly in Atlanta, they all have some tie to these 4 to 5 key areas of Atlanta. And even throughout the Southeast, most of them come through these different ecosystems at some point. So I really think it's a unique opportunity, and it sounds like a lot of fun. But we actually have some interesting stuff going on at the end of that, whether it's some breakout cocktail parties and dinners and stuff that you as an investor can kind of self-select into what you want to do. One of them is actually our event. It's for Engage, which is a sort of unique venture platform where we've gotten the 14 big Fortune 500s in Atlanta all partnered together to work with startups to try to bring them to market, be customers, be early partners. And as such, there's a huge corporate executive base of people that are entrepreneurial minded, right? Innovation focused, that want to be more plugged into startups. So we get about 175 people together for presentations and a cocktail party that involves about 150 or so executives, and then a pretty select group of investors that are relevant to the startups we have in the room. And so if that's of interest, by all means, I'll be there. We'll probably take one bus after the tour up to our event. But point is, the event itself, you're going to hit all the key areas, and then at the end of it, you're going to be able to self-select into what's interesting for you. And I think you can cover it all for what Atlanta brings to the table, not just innovation and startups, not just culture, but also, our corporate base, among other things.
There it is. So in addition to that, in terms of like Tuesday, late afternoon, evening, also the Goody Nation team, we're producing our summit. Again, we're going to partner with Black VC on a happy hour as well. And so then we that's just Tuesday, right? Then we get into the first day of the conference, where in the afternoon there's going to be a panel, essentially the state of diverse investors. So we have Mandy, who's the CEO of Black VC, is going to speak on the panel. We have representatives from the Latinx investor community, as well as women investors as well. So that's going to be a dynamic panel. I think it'll lead toward the end of day one and kind of go from there. So again, if you're an investor in general, amazing opportunities for you. Whether you're from Atlanta, you got to be there, or you're not in Atlanta, you're not from Atlanta, you got to travel to Atlanta. Again, it's Atlanta kind of tech week. And then if you're a diverse investor in particular, there's additional opportunities for you to find value, to see Atlanta, to kind of see some things you may have heard about over the last few years, see some of the physical places and the key influencers and things of that nature. But we just all kind of get better. And for those that are familiar, that weekend is Spelman and Morehouse's homecoming. So there's a lot of just amazing things going on.
And the A3C Hip Hop Festival, I believe, as well. So that's good. And Joey, I was going to add one thing, and it's escaping me. So one of the best things also about Venture Atlanta is people will get on planes and they'll go meet with 2 companies or 3 companies. You've got the opportunity to not only meet with the presenting companies And the showcase companies that we've personally selected at this year's event are alumni companies. We have close to 700. Also, not all 700 show up, but some definitely do. But we also have hundreds more entrepreneurs that will come. And all of those connections, you could set up meetings again through our mobile app. Usually we have thousands of meetings that'll be set up through our mobile app. And companies will come and go, I met with 25 investors, oh my God, or like Scott said, this is where I come to get deals done. So think about that. Think about, I don't know if I have time to go to a 2-day conference. Yeah, you do. You've got time, because if you don't, you're going to be getting on planes and you're going to be sitting in 10 Zooms, and this way you're going to have some fun, have a good time. I mean, it's a tech conference. Put on your jeans, put on your logo, your logo shirt, and just have fun. And, again, we're definitely trying to make things different. We've got, we're really looking at the intersection of art and technology. So SCAD, which is the Savannah College of Art and Design, we're partnering with them this year. They're right down the street from the Woodruff Arts Center. So just a lot of cool stuff. And we are also, there's going to be a bunch of students there as well from all, Georgia Tech, Georgia State, and all the local universities.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, you don't want to leave that out. Yeah, if you're a student as well, you're looking to get into the venture space, startup space, maybe there's an opportunity for you. So kind of maybe in closing, Scott, is there anything that you want to kind of add?
Yeah, bro, real quick, I think the chat, if I'm looking right, there was a question about pre-revenue startups. See, I do want to double down on this. So there's, just to give you a sense, I think it'll be at least 80 selected startups. We might find the final number here soon. And it's usually broken down about 20 or so growth stage, maybe 30 or so early stage venture. And then the rest of those are showcase. I think, Allyson, I'm waiting for the nod. Okay, good. So I think that you can pretty much count on many of those being pre-revenue or slightly post-revenue. I mean, these are imminently scalable, tech companies, exciting, interesting investments, great founders more than anything, but they're early. And so I think that this is the unique opportunity of Venture Atlanta. I mean, just in reality, if you're a growth stage startup, as an investor, you can go on PitchBook, Crunchbase, you can surf, you have your networks of other VCs that you can rely on. The challenge is finding those companies just as they're getting going. And that's the unique opportunity of coming to Venture Atlanta and meeting in person and bumping into people. So hopefully that answers your question.
And Venture Atlanta, I don't know if we've covered this, or I didn't cover this well enough. Venture Atlanta covers companies, or the companies we select are all across the Southeast. So they go from Texas to DC. So it's sort of that right triangle from Texas up to Maryland down, and, kind of inclusive of Florida. So we will have companies from Tennessee, from, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, everywhere. So you're really coming to see that, everything that's hot in the Southeast.
There it is. There it is. There it is. Cool. So as
including hot chicken. That's what you're looking for.
There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay, Allyson. So if how can people find out more about Venture Atlanta and stuff like that?
Yeah, go to our new website, ventureatlanta.org. Click on it. You see button clear as day to register. And there's conference information. Like I said, the schedule is going to be posted this week. The companies will be announced next month. We've got incredible sponsors. So, we've got like 90 sponsors. If for some reason you're still looking to sponsor, I may be able to take one or two, but not many, pretty sold out. But registration is open now. I will tell you guys that last year we were beyond sold out 2 weeks before the event. So, don't wait till the day of. And the day of, the prices is going to be steep. So don't wait.
There it is. There it is. Scott, anything else you want to add? Are you good?
No, that's it. Get on the website, register.
Awesome.
Awesome.
There it is. There it is.
You guys all in Atlanta this October.
There it is. There it is. See you in Atlanta Tech Week, October 17th to the 22nd, right smack dab in the middle is Venture Atlanta. So again, if you're an investor in particular, you build startup communities. You don't have to be from the Southeast if you're an investor or startup community builder. You can come in from all over the country, in the world, quite honestly. So large contingents are coming from Miami, I know, and a few other cities. Don't let the other cities beat you out if you're from places like DC and Dallas and so on and so forth, and Austin or Chicago, New York, or whatever. So
yeah, we've been coming to you. We've been in Austin, we've been in DC, we've been in Dallas, we've been everywhere. Come to us. There it is.
There it is. There it is. Cool. Well, we'll see you all in about a little bit less than 2 months now. Hit me up. If you're a diverse investor, hit me up. We got a discount code. Just got to prove you're an investor from angel all the way up. And we got something for you, a limited amount of those. but we'll see you in Atlanta in about what 50 or so, 55 days.
Something like that.
Awesome. Peace out.
Thanks.